Cows aren't real, bacon for breakfast was invented, and speed bumps are trying to control us. Consider the humble bacon strip. In the early 20th century, the American meat industry faced a problem of declining bacon sales and needed to boost turnover. To solve this, they hired the father of modern PR, Edward Bernays. And Bernays did not simply advertise. He created a sophisticated network that stretched from medical authorities to kitchen tables. Physicians were recruited to endorse bacon as an essential hearty morning breakfast. Advertisements positioned these crispy strips as fundamental to proper nutrition. What began as marketing transformed into a cultural tradition so deeply ingrained, we now consider it completely natural. Cows are human inventions. These animals grazing in fields today are the descendants of wild aurochs, powerful creatures that once roamed across Europe and Asia. Through thousands of years of selective breeding, humans sculpted these animals into something that suited their needs. The domesticated cow is not simply a natural entity, but a product of human intervention appearing as an example of how humans do not merely exist within nature, but actively transform it. The philosopher Bruno Latour discusses how nature itself is not separate from culture. The environment, whether man-made or otherwise, is not a neutral backdrop against which history unfolds, but a co-participant in that history. By reshaping aurochs into cows or turning bacon into a traditional breakfast food, humans altered the landscape, the economy, and even our own dietary patterns. But this transformation is not a one-way street. We shape the world and the world shapes us. The concept developed by Latour is called actor network theory, which challenges the notion of human dominance over nature by showing us how agency is distributed across systems. Latour argues against the long-standing dichotomy between human subjects and non-human objects. Traditional thinking suggested humans possessed agency while objects remained passive. Latour argued that this was incorrect. Objects do not merely exist, they mediate, transform, and participate in complex relational webs. Consider that secret agent sleeping under a bed of raised asphalt we like to call a speed bump. We'd all think it's a pretty innate and potentially annoying passive object. But think about it. When you approach a speed bump, you don't slow down because a police officer told you to, but because the object itself has delegated authority. The bump transforms a legal mandate into a physical constraint. It does not passively occupy space, but actively shapes our driving habits, vehicle design, traffic patterns, and even urban planning. Through Latour's lens, it is an active agent performing crucial social work. The speed bump does not simply exist. It mediates human behavior, enforces traffic regulations, and translates abstract concepts like drive safely into physical reality. Or what about something we use every day, both at work and at home? The door. Most of us would view it as a simple mechanical device. But when a door is closed, it controls human movement, maintains temperature, and prevents noise transmission. Not only that, doors tell us who's in and who's out. Who walks through a door first and who pushes through holds huge cultural baggage. The door is not just an object, but a silent administrator of cultural protocols. And the one we know all too well, of course, is our smartphones. The phone in our pocket is not merely a passive device we use. It actively shapes our behavior, social interactions, perceptions of the world, and can even dictate the value of our lived experience. Latour's work shows us that society never exists in isolation from the non-human. Our social arrangements are always entangled with technologies, animals, plants, buildings, landscapes, and countless other material entities. The modern distinction between nature and society is itself a cultural invention that obscures more than it reveals. If humans are not separate from nature or the non-human, but embedded within it, then the problems we face like biodiversity loss, pollution, and climate change are not merely external crises to be solved, but manifestations of an entangled reality. Solutions cannot come from assuming humans are in control, and also not from surrendering to the idea that nature is beyond our influence or something we should be trying to return to. Instead, they require an understanding of the networks that bind us together and to the non-human world. We can see this relationship between humans and their environment is not one of control, but of constant negotiation, an ongoing dance of influence where no single actor holds absolute power. Actor network theory invites us to become more attentive observers and participants in the world around us. It is an ongoing conversation, a process of mutual influence where agency emerges from relationships rather than residing in any one entity alone. So the next time you bite into your morning bacon, glide over a speed bump, glance at a cow, walk through a door, or get your phone out to take a selfie, remember that everything acts, everything connects, and nothing stands alone. The world shapes us, and we shape the world. But what do you all think? Do we dominate the world around us, or are we all in this together? Let me know in the comments. And if you've liked this, you will probably like the Past Present Tense newsletter. It's a weekly newsletter coming out on a Monday with a post like this one, a piece of unsolicited advice, which is usually something I found online, a book or a film, one small quote to simmer on for the week, and the Past Present Tense playlist of 10 songs I've been listening to lately. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.